Then General Eisenhower purchased this farm in 1950, originally intending for this to be a retirement home, though when he becomes our 34th president in 1953, the farm will also serve as a presidential retreat for him during the 8 years he was in office. While he was president, he used this farm mostly as a place to relax, to de-stress from the important job of being president, but he often worked here. We're currently standing in the president's office where he conducted both presidential and farm business. He signed over 300 pieces of legislation here in this room, as well as recuperated from his first heart attack in the fall of '55. So for about a month, this particular space was his temporary Oval Office as he ran the country from this property. But I think most importantly, he used this farm as an excellent diplomatic tool while he was our nation's president. Many of the important figures of the 20th century came to this farm here with President Eisenhower to discuss politics or sort of the state of the world at that point. I'm talking names like Winston Churchill of Great Britain, of course, who was, besides sort of the premier statesman at that point, a good friend of President Eisenhower. Prime Minister Nehru of India actually spent the night here at the farm. But I think probably the most unique name on the list of world leaders that came here was the leader of the Soviet Union, Nikita Khrushchev, in 1959 during his very famous tour to the United States that year. This farm was a lot more relaxing than Washington, and the president utilized this space very effectively, including also his cattle operation. Eisenhower was raising a show herd of black Angus here, and while mostly that was a hobby, it also played into his diplomacy. All of those men, all of the important figures that came to this farm with the president, went first to his show barn to see this show herd of cattle. And that was a way that Eisenhower could kind of get them to relax and open up with him by showing off, his cattle operation here. The show barn was built in the late 1950s, and the show herd was under the care of a man named Bob Hartley. That was Eisenhower's head herdsman here at the farm. The show herd was shown all across the country, of course also here at the Pennsylvania State Farm Show, down in Timonium in Maryland, just to name a few of the spots. And all of these cattle during the presidential years was never shown under Eisenhower's name for all the obvious reasons, but under his cattle partner. So those cows became not only prize winners for him, but a great link to his diplomacy as president. So this farm was very important for him while he was in office. It definitely served as an excellent spot for diplomacy, for politics, and just as a place to get away from it all.